Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me Matt. Happy free for you all here on Downtown. A pretty good urban map that's like entirely urban. One of the few completely urban maps you can find in the workshop to my knowledge. It's really well done. Anyway, we have an Eastern Front battle here. Let's go through the players. Let's start with the Soviets. We have Markello without a commander choice yet. We have Barak Israel as Shock. Finally, Mac 923 without a commander choice yet. Represent the Germans. We have Silver Wolf as Sturm Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Light Sky Killer 88 as Fallschirmjäger Division for die Wehrmacht. Finally, Germany Parks also as Fallschirmjäger Division. Okay. Double Fallschirmjäger. So we're going to see a lot of Luftwaffe ground personnel and probably Fallschirmjägers in this urban environment, which the Green Devils are actually really good at fighting in. So Silver Wolf is just going for several Sturm Pioneers early. Spreading them out quick. No move for the Southern Fuel yet, so the Soviets can get that pretty easily. Do you have any command choices? Yep, Marcelo has gone for Tank Destroyer, Tank Commander. Nothing for Mac yet. We're gonna have the first engagement in the center. Sturm here spotted here with the Conscripts and the Sappers. Sappers getting inside the church. Might be a problem there for the Sturm Pioneers. Looks like Silver Wolf is just focusing on Sturm Pioneers, which could work technically, but I think it's a very costly unit to do it with. But then again, Sturm Grenadiers cost the same, so very hard to judge. Ooh, but the Sturm Pioneers might go down there. They need to start retreating a lot earlier than they do. Thanks to that house, they're safe, however. And the other Pioneers arriving from the Wehrmacht. Well, the Germans are securing the northern flank here with lots of Luftwaffe forces. Including the Fallschirm Pioneer, which is a cheap alternative you can get if you're playing as Luftwaffe. The Soviets are going to secure the southern flank pretty handily. They have a big conscript push with Sappers going to the north. I'm not sure it's going to work the way they think. Also, that seems to be bugged. There's a Pioneer standing out, floating in the air. Okay. Guess it's a broken building model or something. Molotov going into it. Pioneers going on there. Are going to get mowed down there in seconds. Not seconds, apparently. We do have Sturm Pioneers on the flank as well. We need a Assault guy. I guess the Pioneers are just going to be sacrificial. Running for their life. Oh, good play there from the Sturm Pioneers. Need to change targets though. Conscripts trying to get close. Molotov being prepared. Sturm Pioneers are moving. But the PPSH is being too much. And Sturm Pioneer gets mowed down. Oh, that's not good. Loss for the Germans early on. We will have some Volksgrenadiers on the flank here, which can be armored MT-44s if you're playing as Luftwaffe, by the way, which is really an underappreciated upgrade for Volksgrenadiers of all things. The Soviets are pushing up on the southern flank. The commander choice looks like it is Rifle. Ooh, that's gonna be a lot of Soviet conscripts, and they're immediately rushing out here. They're gonna try and go Molotov inside the building, I reckon. Sturm Pioneers are getting all the place they need to go. Bolsheviki might be in trouble there. Molotov's getting in the building over the Pioneers. And the conscripts get around the corner with their rifles. We do have MP40 sent out to some of the Volksgrenadier. I wonder if you'll see any Jägers, which is the other basic gift you can get if you're playing as Luftwaffe. And entirely with Gewehr 43s, by the way, and that might be that Sturm Pioneer. Almost certainly. Yeah, that's too many rifles coming their way. Ooh, not looking good for Silver Wolf here. Conscripts are just streaming in from all the angles. That's the power of the Soviet Union in team games. Ooh, Flammenwerfer on the Volksgrenadier. Good choice. Especially in the urban environment. This might be a problem for these conscripts here. Oh yeah. Molotov just going out from the other conscripts. The Volksgrenadiers need to get out of that building. Which they don't seem to be doing. Well, that's not good. The conscripts are trying to move here. Grenade on them. Ooh, Molotov did not go off. Oh, very nicely done there by the German infantry. Managed to get out of that situation. We also have some Gewehr 43s handed out to the Grenadiers now. I think you could really just get the Jägers if you're playing as a Luftwaffe. Because they're just entirely armed with Gewehr 43s as their basic weapon. Which I think is a lot better for this kind of urban environment. Fallschirm Pioneers got very far up behind enemy lines here. Taking out these sappers, or trying to. Yeah, I consider poor training, and that grenade was quite delayed. And they do take out the sapper though. They are being a little bit of a nuisance in the back of the Soviets here, but I think they're gonna get mowed down shortly. By the sheer amount of Russians in the area. Yeah, Fallschirmpioneers going out. Oh, we have some early Fallschirmjäger officers on the field here for Germany Parks. Stabsfeldwebel. Grenadiers with Gewehr 43s are starting to arrive now. But there's Maxims already covering the center here for the Soviets. Ooh, the Volksminister starting to get close enough here to throw a grenade. Gets mowed down. It almost killed them though. Didn't kill a lot of models, but took the entire unit down to half health. Gewehr are now handed out to the Sturm Pioneer, which I don't think is going to be enough to deal with all these Soviets. They need to have more than one Sturm Pioneer nearby to support. Just one Sturm Pioneer is going to get overwhelmed by the sheer amount of Russians. I do like that they're moving from cover to cover as they try to buy themselves time, but the Soviets are just so many. They're going to be able to surround them. And noticing that they retreat. Grenades going out. Doesn't hit much. Grenadiers are getting some work done there. Molotov on him though. That's a Grenadier squad. Oh, that's not good. Ah, we are starting to see Jägers and Fallschirmjägers arriving here for the Luftwaffe. You see? Also, we have a Feuertruppe here, so they're good for long range and medium combat. We'll probably get the Angriffsgruppe in the tower in an urban environment, I think. Because they also arrive with Gewehr 43s. Or just an unit armed with semi-automatic rifles in this kind of environment would be so good for the Germans at the moment. I suppose that's why they are starting to give Gewehr 43s to the Grenadier. Molotov. I would say Mag is on point with just micromanaging their conscripts. That's a sign of a very good rifle player, I think. Just able to micromanage and throw their Molotovs and you have the conscripts get around on all the angles they can. Still pushing on the southern flank though, by the looks of it. They are Storm Pioneers for Silverwood. What are they planning? Be cautious to move. I also think the MP40s would be a very good upgrade for them in this environment. Or even the Flammenwerfer. The Flammenwerfer would probably deter the conscripts from getting too close, in all honesty. Because that is actually a long-range Flammenwerfer the Storm Pioneers get. Oh, we do have Frontier on the flank. That's a lot of Sturmgewehr fire coming our way. As you can see, that's actually doing a lot of damage. That's Feldwebel moving around. And they're also getting their own Angriffsgruppe of Fallschirmjäger. I guess the Green Devils are going to be very present. Here we have the Jägers. Armed entirely with Sturmgewehrs and the squad leader with the Sturmgewehr. Armed entirely with Gewehr 43s, I mean. And then squad leader with Sturmgewehr. And before it's also being handed out. Good choice for the environment, I think. Maxim still pinning down the center here of this residential park area. The Germans are trying to do their best with what they have. Sturmgewehren are nearby here to support one another somewhat. Ooh, that's a Dushka setting up there on the flank. You got the Fallschirmjäger here now being equipped with some FT-42s. And German pushing the southern flanks up, be working out due to the Maxim. So yeah, the Luftwaffe has to pull their forces back. All top being prepared in their retreat path. Yeah, Light Sky Killer needs to get those units out of there, but it might be too late now. Yeah. Jägers go down, oh that's a big loss. And the Grenadiers go down as well. Should have retreated far earlier. Truck filled with the Soviet Frontoviki arriving to the front line. Lots of rifles there. Not sure it's gonna work as well as you think, because the truck doesn't really have any armor. So the FT-42s will do a lot of damage if they can get shots off. Soviets are being very aggressive here. And before the armed Volksgrenadiers get close. Going down those conscripts. And the Angriffsgruppe. This is the Feuertruppe. Gewehr 43s and FT-42s. Flammenwerfer here. Oh, SVT stands behind out to the conscripts. But this is the long-range Flammenwerfer. The Flammenwerfer. No, that's not the long-range one. Yeah, it's the Sturmpioneers get the long-range one. This one's just in the normal range. Still pretty good range on it. Maxim is really causing issues here for the Germans. Big Soviet conscript push here on the Luftwaffe forces. They do an MG42 here. Great assault going out now from the conscripts. The Germans are suffering some big losses there. But I don't think the Soviets are going to be able to get around this corner now because the MG42. Yep, MG42 is able to hold them down. There's also the 3-man version available to the Luftwaffe from the forward camp, so I think they're better at aiming. Oh, big push here of the Luftwaffe alongside the Sturmpioneers. Oh, there's a flamethrower waiting around the corner though. Looks like the Sturmpioneers might not care. They do suffer some losses, but they're still alive. And that MT-42 is actually doing a lot of work. It's also in a good position, I feel. Ah, we do have the big Flammenwerfer. No, that's not normal Flammenwerfer again, my bad. It's not the Mthis. So. Oh, Fallschirmjäger inside the building here. And the Soviet Union is losing quite a few units on that flank, but Germans of all are just also suffering. It's just a very good big urban combat map we have going here. These Sturmpioneers are definitely starting to get some work done. Mortar threatened here by the Flammenwerfer. And the Germans are getting somewhat of a front line established again now. Green Devils will do very freaking well in urban and combat, so let's remember that. You have a Soviet officer overseeing the front line in the center. Not a lot of support. The church has also been turned into a forward base of the Soviet Union.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
More Fallschirmpioneers being called in. And an off flank is relying entirely on Luftwaffe troops, which is not a bad idea. Luftwaffe troops are kind of one of the big things you can get if you're playing as a Fallschirmjäger after all. Which I don't think you should underestimate. They actually provide a very good difference to how you play the Germans. Or at least some other options. Pioneer has to get out of there. Looks like he succeeds. Und this Feuertruppe has been equipped with, and this is Angriffsgruppe, MP40s and FT42s. Okay. That's a very good close quarters combat unit. Yeah, not Angriffsgruppe, not armed with MP40s yet. These are going to start mowing down conscripts in the streets, I think. Yeah, I think T-70 is being prepared by the Soviet tank commander. And they take out that Dushka. Overall, very good play here from the Germans. Fallschirmpioneers being used to grab the equipment, makes sense. They are reinforcing from this forward camp. MT-42 looks like it's moved up. Big Soviet pushing the southern flank, but we do have half tracks. Oh, grenade killed the crew. Ooh. Fallschirmjägers need to be ready. Conscripts are moving around. There's towards the center here in all the buildings. Force the Sturmpioneers back. Germans are securing the northern flank pretty handily now. Slowly pushing up with the Fallschirmjägers. Need to be cautious where they move though still. Oh yeah, conscripts entering all the buildings. Molotov being prepared by the one in the side, not inside the buildings. And because the Fallschirmjägers were all bunched up, they were easy to just force off like that. Oh, one Fallschirmjäger goes down. Ooh. We do have the Grenadiers on the flank here with the Gewehren. But the fact that conscripts are so cheap for Mac because they're playing as a Soviet rifle, that's just not a problem. I really think they need to get another weapon on these Sturmpioneers, and I really think the Flammenwerfer 41 would be great against deterring the conscripts from getting close. It's such an underappreciated weapon, the flamethrowers, in all honesty. They're so good. Especially because you can find them on the move now, which is like a huge deal. And the Flammenwerfer 41 has such a long range. I think it surprises some people sometimes. The T-70s and a motorized assault group moving around here. Because they're gonna try and clown car it. Ooh, this is not good for that MG42 team. Ooh, that might be the MG42. Yep. A good mortar shot though. Flashing Pioneers nearby, using a rifle grenade. Here comes the T-70 and all the Soviets behind it. So the truck got disembarked. Also going on the Flashing Pioneers. Pack 40 arriving here to support from the Waffen-SS. Ooh, looks like the truck went... No, that was the T-60, the T-70 that went down. They got Panzerfausted. Good to see. Second T-70 is just sitting around. We do have some assault guards on the field. Bajiming is getting some shots up, but they have to retreat. Goes for light infantry gun, good to see. Not a unit we see very often. Ooh, the Soviets gonna grab that MG42. No, they're not. Huh. Guess they decide not to yet. Once we get coming around the corner though. Oh, that's not good for the Germans. They're not prepared for this. They also have a T-34-76 nearby. Montevigi just mowed them down with the DPMs. I think that MG42 should just stay inside this building to be like a perimeter security weapon. Yeah, I think a Flammhitzer come up, which I think will be a good choice in the urban environment. Panzer 4H is getting some issues here against all the conscripts. You just cycle in and throw their AT grenades. Not the upgraded ones though. Doesn't hit. The Germans are not having an easy time here. Russian Pioneers are moving around. There's a Flammen, Soviet flamethrower in the field they could grab. There they do. The flamethrower is a flamethrower. Here we have a mobile MG42 team here from the Fallschirmjägers, which is a very unique thing you can get. They just run around with an MG42. You can actually get them a second MG42 replacement if they use one. If they get veterans here up, they can get more machine guns. So these guys just run around with machine guns, really. Provide mobile suppression for you. They're meant to work alongside other Fallschirmjägers. Ooh, and the Panzer 4H might get away. Looks like just all the infantry of Light Sky Killer has failed. Ooh, that's not a good sign. Not at all. Before 76 is still around. Angriffsgruppe is ready for action. We have a machine gun up here. More weapons did get airdropped in. Looks like the Waffen-SS is taking advantage of it. They can also reinforce from the fort camp, so. And here we have the Flammhetzer. Basically, a flamethrower has replaced the gun of the Hetzer here. I'm not sure how many of them were actually made, but it seems like a very niche weapon. Very powerful though if you can get in the right position, and that might be a problem for this Panzer 4, because here comes the conscripts. Mac is just going conscript and nothing else. Like in a team game as the Soviets, it's technically as viable as you can just apply pressure anywhere. E-70 went down there. So it was another Panzerfaust. Flammhetzer is driving around and trying to get into a position where it can be useful. There's a Siska nearby and the T-34 could relocate, but I think that Maxim might be in trouble here shortly. Oh, it's getting a range of the AT gun. AT gun does not penetrate. Building is on fire, so it's completely denied to the Soviets now. Just a good choice in this environment, I think. Assault guards nearby, they don't have any weapon upgrades though. Lots of machine guns here for the Germans. Looks like the Waffen SS taking up the perimeter security role here. Flammetzer goes down. Looks like the Sis got it.
Medium tank was destroyed.
Panzerforce have to pull back for repairs again. Lightsky Killer has the manpower. They could get some Jaegers out to just hold their perimeter. Not looking good there. Managed to fall back though. Kettenwerf also manned here by the Luftwaffe. I think the guards are gonna lose their engagement at long range unless they get some weapon upgrades to the Storm Pioneers. Flamethrower is trying to do its best. The T-34 is keeping the Fallschirm Pioneers at bay somewhat. MG42 does cover this point, so the Soviets gonna take it with ease. On flank, this T-34 is about to be overrun by AT grenades. No base? No, they do have the special rifle command, so they could actually get the... No, they need the second building to get the AT grenades, I think. And those, they lost a gun on the tank. No wonder these these Panzer IVs are having troubles. Like, Mac is doing a good job by just using conscripts to keep the Germans at bay and all this thing. Force keeping an eye on this street. Those of several mortars now running for the tank commander. Starts chilling the German positions.
One of our machine guns has been
Germans are
silenced.
definitely feeling it. We also have another Flammhetzer. This time heading for the southern flank, which I suppose might be a good idea considering. The Flammhetzer is very good at clearing out conscripts, I feel.
Pioneer Group is ready for action.
Yeah, I don't think the conscripts are prepared for this. They do have one tank hunter nearby.
Relay order. Enemy attacking.
Flammhetzer's killing as much as it can. Tank hunters are getting on the flank and there's no infantry to support it. There's a mine, apparently.
Medium panzer lost.
Now the Panzer IV can move up. Is it another mine? Or is it just a heat shield explosion? Still more T-34s are being called in by the tank commander now, though.
Our track has been assigned to our forces.
Looks like propaganda artillery standing around there. Oh, no, heavy artillery is being called in here by a Soviet lieutenant. Not going to be as heavy as it could be, but that's a lot of mortars. I'm sitting in front of the German positions, so not dialed in entirely correctly. Here's the mobile machine gun team. Smoke shells, very smart.
We have lost our mortar team.
Panzer IV almost destroyed here again.
Panzer IV standing by.
We do have 3 Panzer IVs now in the field for light sky killers, so the tanks are staying alive. Which is going to be a big factor, I think. This is because that's 3 machine guns on the front when they get the upgraded top gunner. U-3476 are pushing up somewhat.
Squad, listen up.
Oh, the machine gun team cannot capture points. I did not know that. Well, that's nice to know. Might be an oversight. Let's get inside the buildings, though. Oh, and the machine gun team gets entirely killed. That's bad. Fallschirmjäger on the flank getting suppressed by machine guns. They do get the Panzerfaust off. Almost killing that T-34.
Under attack.
Great going inside there. So I think the Fallschirmjägers just have to pull back. Well, the Panzer IVs are slowly pushing on the southern flank, where the conscripts, I think, are going to be lacking in stopping it. They have laid more mines. And mines will be able to be a problem, though. This just keep coming and they just keep coming. We have another Flammhetzer here as well. Yeah, the service on the southern flank needs to reprioritize their units, I think, because I don't think conscript's gonna work against the sheer amount of Panzer IVs coming down the streets here. At least not when they don't have the upgraded AT grenades. Birds grabbing their equipment again. So Sturmgewehr and Panzerschrecks on the Sturm Pioneers, which I get why, but I just think the Flammenwerfer would be such a better choice in this environment. Of course, as I said, I'm not playing. So. Ooh, that's the Grenadier steps on the mines, saving the tank! I don't see any more mines down here, though. Oh wait, there's mines here. Yeah, the Soviets have already been preparing. It's a good to lay mines if you know you're going to be pushed back, or just general. Oh, T-34 tried to flank. Rocket never sets up, though. Another Panzer IV shows up. Oh, AT grenades are going out, though. 8 anti-tank rifle grenades, anti-tank grenades going out of the tanks. But the conscripts are starting to suffer here. I think the machine guns are just starting to show. Because they're not using the upgraded anti-tank grenades, it's really a problem. A lot of Flammhetzer tried to push up, but Mthis takes it out. Germans are starting to get more and more Fallschirmjägers moving around. And the northern flank of the Soviets are suffering a little bit, and now the southern flank has been breached. We need to cycle these Panzer IVs out for repairs, though. Ooh, lots of munition caches, so the Soviets were preparing lots of munitions, but they do need to take up now, I think. They cannot just sit back with conscripts only anymore. Indeed, we are seeing a take up and even some rifle veterans being called in. Oh, good, Raketenwerfer shot. The Panzer IV being prepared by the other Luftwaffe force. These Panzer IVs are running back for repairs again. We have a repair station they can return to here from the Waffen-Assist. And we're also seeing some stormtroopers now here arriving. From Silver Wolf, being equipped entirely with Sturmgewehrs. I guess Silver Wolf really likes Sturm. Lots of Sturmgewehrs. Oh, and now the Fallschirmjägers have a good angle, but they got shot by a shell from a T-34. That forced them to move. Ooh, good Molotov there from the Soviets. That stops so people might not get out of there alive.
Infantry squad has been killed.
Looks like he makes it. Southern flank is now firmly in German hands, but we have an immobilized Panzer IV here, which would be an easy target for the conscripts or the guards. And the Soviets are lacking units on the southern flank at the moment, and they are taking up though. We're also seeing an Austrian come out for the Luftwaffe, okay. 2 Grenadiers are trying to take a bunker by all by themselves. So that's going to take a while. Building speed is affected by amount of units building, by the way, in the squad. Light infantry guns trying to do it best, and we have a Soviet push coming up here. Capitan and Lieutenant nearby. I prepare to do artillery in this area. Ooh, we do have a howitzer coming up here for the storm tactics. But it's very hard to use howitzers in urban environments, I feel, especially at such an angle. I might just hit the building in front of it until the building is collapsed. Luftwaffe is still trying to keep the Soviets at bay. Artillery being called by the Capitan. It's going to be super heavy artillery because the Soviet Capitan calls is pretty heavy stuff. 122 millimeters firefall effect. That's the ranging shot. I believe 2 ranging shots will always occur. Oh, but they got pinned, which means the artillery strike stops. Oh no, the other ranging shot hits the building. Oh my god, that's lucky. Flamethrower on the Panzer IV basically stunning it. I still find it weird that flamethrowers don't do damage to tanks, but it really Don't know the coding behind it, so I shouldn't mention. Oh, that Panzer IV is almost dead. I think these Panzer IVs need some repairs. Forces turning around. We also have the Ostwind arriving. Let's keep trying to push to this point. The Fallschirmjägers and oh, that was a good Molotov though. Ooh, anti-tank grenade on the immobilized tank. Destroys it. Oh, actually decrews it. But still fully recoverable. That's concerning long range firefight with the MG42 group. Oh, they can get the MG15 with Vaportonen. Oh, it's a little awkward they cannot pick it because they already start with an MG42, so that seems quite awkward. I think it might not have been designed that well, that unit in that case. But probably an oversight. Oh, your troop moving up here with an MG42 100 rounds and FT42s with scopes.
We are now authorized to request more powerful units.
This case is trying to get some shots in, but it's only one guy and he gets shut down. They're just slowly repairing their vehicles. And what's this other bunker gonna be, I wonder?
We have been assigned fresh Panzer
More and more Panzer
Grenadiers.
IVs, which I don't think is a bad idea considering they just need more infantry out. Rifle is getting a T-34, which I don't think is gonna match up to an H. Ah, E4. Okay. E445 is also arriving for the shock division. But the B4 is definitely gonna cause some damage, depending on where it hits. Oh, flares. Oh, where it's gonna hit. There's one Panzer IV, the abandoned one. Yeah, you cannot really be stationary when a B4 is fighting in your area. And we have fighting continuing up around this street area. Luftwaffe and the Waffen-SS is fighting hard to keep them at bay. Also assigned counter barrage mode, which should hopefully help the Germans be able to take out the Soviet artillery. Last of him rushing up, he's gonna grab the Panzerstreck, I think. There we go. There's lots of fighting around here. Ooh, flamethrower, it's very close. Forest will just start up here and go ready to fire once the smoke clears. Oh, they tried to get a satchel off, but failed. Lots of fighting around here. We also have another Flammhetzer. E5 is deciding where it wants to go, I think. Panzer IV is still being repaired. Looks like they did not suffer much else damage from the B4. It's a very inaccurate weapon, so... Stormtroopers are holding this flank. But they're not equipped to deal with a tank. Or several tanks for that matter. Explosive loaded here. And that's almost dead Stormtrooper right there. That's a force turning around though. You realize there's a threat coming. Fighting continues up here somewhat, but mostly with artillery counter barrages going out. Those starting to lag a bit, but then again it is a very urban map, so there's a lot of debris on the field. Ooh, good shot from the Panzer IVs there. Panzerstreck missed because of all the debris. Explosive almost killed the Storm Pioneers. Flammhetzer pushing up because they're stopping to stop it now, but that's Sis, and it's Sis not turning the right way.
The enemy has silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
Flammhetzer causing a lot of damage here for the Soviets. It's going to turn to deal with it. And takes it out.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
Very brutal urban combat here. Panzer IVs are all ready and just waiting for Right time. Lots of several T-34s are arriving. Now force the T-34 to back off briefly. Northern flank, we have the Soviets trying to push again against the Luftwaffe. More Soviets are just dying up here in the northern flank. Artillery being called in. Ooh, that's from the Capitan again. But he had to pull back, so it was just a ranging shot. KV-2 being prepared by the Soviet Union. D5 is present. T-34 is moving and conscripts trying to get in as well. Several T-34 starting a brawl here though with the T-34s. It looks like the Panzer Force are winning out so far. One T-34 down there. All the T-34s are failing. Looks like the Panzer Force are winning this engagement handily. Especially with the support here from the Mthis and the Raketenwerfer. That's probably the opening the Germans were waiting for to try and push up this street. There's the infantry support. Oh, there's a mine! Oh, there's Soviet mines everywhere. Oh god. Oh my god, I think Mac really did think ahead. And that's why you need to lay mines. They're just so powerful. See, another mine goes off there. A good play from Mac there, without laying mines to prepare for their retreat. Looks like all the Fallschirmjägers are healing up back here. Still setting up a bunker. Might be a medic bunker, I imagine. Because the German forward HQs do not arrive with medics. They have to airdrop in medical supplies, actually. That's probably going to be a Sanitates bunker. The art station, that's what it's called. E4 taking shots in this area of the map again. Two Molotov going out to Stormtroopers. Only killed 2 of them though. That's still 3 elites. 3 elite Sturmgewehrs ready to fire. Oh, there's another mine! Oh, the Soviet mines are still causing trouble back here. I love it. I absolutely love to see all the mine play. That's very nicely done. But kind of bad for the city though when people have to play this out later. Fallschirmjägers pulling back up the north. There's all the Soviets up there. Even 45s being prepared. Artillery shells are landing around. Looks like the artillery fight continues. It's like a huge artillery duel at the moment. Counter artillery on counter artillery. Looks like it's aim for this one. Shells would land. We also have heavy mortars arriving. Oh, that's the heavy mortar gone though. This graveyard is slowly being dug up by all the artillery fire. More T-34s are prepared on the southern street. Panzer Force are still in their positions and ready to engage if they need. Oh, just a very good urban map so far. Urban map and urban combat. The Germans have stabilized by having both fuel points, so the Soviets are technically a little bit on the backhand here. Especially if the Germans can just keep the pressure up. More Panzer Force arriving here for the Germans. And the problem is they don't have any commands with very heavy tanks, so Panzer Force are likely the largest they're gonna get, while the Soviets can get a lot more to work with. Like the KV-2 never arrived, so it looks like it was cancelled for the favor of another T-45. Little T-34-76 is still up preparing for a move.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
One to begin the flank here, killing the Panzerjägers. Stormtroopers are getting on the flank though. Ooh, that building's gonna collapse soon. They take out the Raketenwerfer team. Will the grenade take enough? Looks like they do. Almost killing that Panzer IV. T-34s are flanking here, taking out one of the Panzer IVs. Soviets just try to keep pushing up through the streets here. Stormtroopers cannot fire out of this this side of the building, apparently. The Sturmgewehr's gonna start ripping into them now. Punches on the flank there for one building. Need to throw a blink corp and retreat, I think. Yeah, that's a dead Stormtrooper, I think. Gonna be very costly. Ugh, Stormtroopers are very costly to replace. Fleischmakers are trying to push in the northern flank here, but the Soviets do have a lot of presence. Throwing a grenade. Actually, I was them that threw a grenade, I think, but it hit the building. It's not good. That's forced to do their best, but I think the Germans just need more infantry in the southern flank. Like, Light Skykill can get a few Jaegers and set them up to cover areas. The tank rifle hits the front of the T-34 and does nothing. Ooh, we do a flamethrower here on the... Double flamethrower on the Fallschirmjägers. Probably found these on the ground. They're actually doing a good job here dealing with the Soviet defenders. Noticing how open this area actually is. And that 4HQ is now on fire. Very good job there from the pioneers. Well, Fallschirmjägers. I don't call them Fallschirm pioneers if they weren't actually that. They were just Fallschirmjägers. I guess they just really like flamethrowers or something. Ooh, Panzer IV down there. So it's slowly creeping up here in this flank. 11 fuel point is all in the Soviet hands again, thanks to some brave conscripts. Ooh, will that Panzer IV survive? Oh! There's the Sys gun. And the guards are rushing up here. Panzerfausting it and killing it. Oh, not looking good for the Germans at all on that flank. German Panzer IV is covering the flank up here. In these narrow streets, I think a Stuk might actually be a good choice. At least in my opinion. Oh, here comes the Fallschirmjägers armed with flamethrowers. Running into the Dushka, but I think the flamethrowers will be enough. Yep. Don't underestimate flamethrowers, especially when you can fight them on the move now. Ooh, Kamkov sent up here for the Sturm players. They're just getting all the upgrades for the support infantry. Maximum Ribbon shuts down the main lane.
Guards troops ready for action.
Machine guns on the T-34 suppresses the Fallschirmjägers for a brief while. Oh, you don't want to get close to these Fallschirmjägers. As the flamethrowers just do that. T-34 down. Not focusing the other conscripts though. T-45 pushing up here, lost its gun. And for J is now starting to arrive for the Sturm tactics. Just got a good shot there on the Panzer IV-J. Ooh, and the guards are trying to get close. The Panzer IV is going to go off. That's a dead Panzer IV.
Heavy armor has been lost. Panzer IV standing by.
They're still in the center thanks to that church. You're finally going to see the KV-2 now, I think. Ah, we have seen some more infantry, at least an officer. Silver Grenadiers now arriving for Light Sky.
Officer reporting. Ready for orders.
Fallschirmjägers are still running around. That pack is going to lose a small artillery strike. Oh, got a very good shot there, pinning them. So it's going to force the Germans back to that little cove. Little alley. That's probably the right word. Alleyway, yeah. Not used to my urban language when it comes to English, I'm afraid. But words I use a lot. We do have the KV-2 on the field here, but how is it going to be useful is the question. We see shock troopers being prepared again here by the Soviet shock army. It's definitely going to be a problem for the Germans. And the Soviets are still around the southern flank with cheap units from the rifle commander. Conscripts and T-34-76s. Sometimes you don't need the most expensive stuff to be successful. Shock captain here with a knee mortar. A hand mortar, my bad. Useful. Just want to get some close range shots in. German howitzers not doing too much at the moment. Looks like they're being pulled off counterbrush. No, they are still in counterbrush. But so they start pushing up on the southern flank here. I'd love to hold them. I suppose we go there. Ooh, almost killed those Storm Pioneer. Soviets are just able to keep all the Germans at bay here for now. So many artillery shells too. KV-2 is ready to move, and the shock troopers are nearby, and being equipped fully with not Storm Gunners, with PPSHs. Well, they make them very adept at assaulting, as you would suspect. They can also suppress with them. It looks like the KV-2 is going to lead the way. I'm not here to actually deal with it, because the Panzer IV is reliably going to deal with it, but by Kettenwerfers, I think the KV-2 can just outshoot. One more building's on fire and collapsing. So as you can see that they cannot see it. They don't have visual. There it goes. Ooh, Panzer IV penetrated. Explosive missed and did not do much to the Panzer IV. Gonna force the KV-2 to back off, I think. Meanwhile, we have a Panzer IV, T-34 pushing the southern flank. Panzer IV trying to push up on the KV-2, but it's being kept at bay. Somewhat. The T-34 pushing the southern flank is really showing itself. Conscripts also getting in. Just a few of them. And the southern flank of the Germans is just slowly collapsing under the pressure of the Soviets.
Our brave infantry is dying.
There's a sheer amount of Soviet Jackboots. Octobers are now going to start moving up here with their PPSHs. Very potent assault infantry and very good in urban combat, I think.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
But those Fallschirmjäger still have double flamethrower. Not going to make them easy to come up on. Even for a squad entirely armed with PPSHs.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Looks like the Soviets control a large part of the city now. DPM opening fire down the street. Companies have to pull back briefly. Flammenwerfer there, but the shock troopers are aiming at them. The flamethrowers are in range. Ooh, but now they're getting shut down there. Yeah, they have to pull them back. We have two assaults going for the T-34s down here. Can that T-34 get away from that rubble? It's not the best environment to drive tanks in. Ooh, that Hacks was actually destroyed the Rakettenwerfer as it flew through. Good pass truck shots though. Panzer 4H goes down there. KV-2 is ready for action again. Well, we have this MT-42 team still holding this area from the Luftwaffe. Doing a surprisingly good job. The shells are landing pretty damn everywhere. The Artillery, artillery, artillery.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Still coming in. Ooh, it's right there. Those have another Flamheads are coming up. Oh, and these guys actually have the... They actually do have the V-Patron in one. Okay, and ace training. These guys are going to be very accurate. And V-Patron means they basically only fire incendiary armor piercing, I believe. Very unique thing to have on the squad. Panzer Force are now being requisitioned again for the southern flank to do their best. I do think Stooks would actually be a good choice in this environment. T-34 and Panzer IV having a duel now. I think the T-34 has a little bit of a better position. It has 2 tank rigs for cover. But so far neither side is penetrating. Yeah, both sides are just having trouble hitting one another.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
There's too many wrecks. Too much cover. Panzer IV decides to pull back, at least for now. Waiting for the other Panzer IV. Oh, one penetration right there. I think the Panzer IV should probably consider pulling back here. Yep, that's one kill there for that T-34.
Our Panzer forces have been reduced by 1.
TV2 is pushing up now. I don't think the Germans can stop it. They do have a Panzer strike right there. The KV2's not turned. Panzer fast going out. Oh, they didn't get the Panzer fast off. Panzer strike hits the rear armor though. I think that's going to buy the Germans some time. All the buildings have collapsed up here though. Mushoku was nearby, threw an instant grenade, but retreated after that. Where's the Flamheads? Up here in the corner, waiting for something.
Send orders. We have a mortar team available for deployment.
Artillery being called here by the Lieutenant, but I don't think I'll do much to tanks. It's just light artillery. Throwing more wrecks there. Both wrecks gone. It actually means it's easier for the Panzer Force to hit them, I reckon. If they decide to move up now. They're not deciding to move up, evidently. These Panzerjägers are just getting mowed down by machine gun fire. Flamheads are trying to drive up here in the flank. There is a T-3045 having an eye on it. Flamheads are noticed and backs off. Germans have reached at that point. Lots of T-34s are now appearing everywhere. One more down there. Ooh, that Flamheads is in trouble. T-34 cannot see it yet though. Doesn't have the sight. Panzer Force is trying to make their move. I think. Just trying to get into positions by the looks of it. I think the German defense is just slowly faltering at this point. Just the KP2. It is repaired, good to see. The howitzer just keeps shelling the German positions now. One German howitzer is down. Second one is also decrewed, and now the house is hitting in the German forward HQ. Doctor is now ripping into everything. Man, that's lethal. But he almost died, so they have to pull out of that. Tank riders are being prepared here. I'm just gonna try and overrun this position, because I think the Soviets could if they just try. And there's 2 Panzer IVs and a lot of AT equipment though. AT units. Good, that's one T-34 down. Very nicely played. Soviet push going up here, and at this point looks like the Germans surrender. After the shells land around their fort HQ and everything, and they are pushed back. Well, this was quite a match. I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.